Now we know that the Baleno facelift is coming out in a few months, and it's widely expected that the four-cylinder engine, the engine that everyone loves, is probably going to end up getting replaced by a three-cylinder, even though it isn't officially confirmed. And honestly, if you think about it, it probably is true because, I mean, in 2027 at some point the next BS, whatever whether it's 7 or 6 point something, it's coming, and at that point the emissions, it's gonna be have to be more controlled and all that. And I don't know if my Suzuki is willing to work that hard on that engine to do that. I mean, I say this because think about the Brezza diesel engine, the previous generations. That engine was so beloved. It was an awesome engine. It was powerful. It gave good fuel economy. But when the next BS phase came out, Maruti Suzuki was the first to get rid of the diesel engine, while the others kept it. So they weren't willing to work on it. And because of that history, I'm thinking that they probably are not going to try that hard with this engine either. And they're probably going to end up replacing it with the 1.23 cylinder that puts out 82 horsepower. And if you look at the market, they actually it actually won't be a big hit for the company, because when you look at the competition, the base models of those cars are the big hats, the combat SUV, anything that people might consider while considering this car. They all have a similarly powered engine, an 82 horsepower engine, a three cylinder. Oh, wait, I think Hyundai's is the four cylinder, but still it's an 82 horsepower engine. So in terms of power, they wouldn't actually be behind any of the competition. So at least for the base model, I'm guessing that the Baleno will probably get a turbo engine as well, the 100 horsepower turbo for a really high end variant. They might end up bringing that in. So yeah, this engine coming won't actually impact them too much, I guess. And it might help them bring down the price of the car even further, because the Baleno is already a really good value car. And if it becomes a bit cheaper, 30,000 or 50,000 cheaper, I guess people would be okay with it. Now, I personally don't like it. I feel like that car needs more power. I mean, it has enough power right now, the 90 horsepower engine. I feel like that's the minimum for it to be exciting to drive. And that is a good engine, it gives good fuel economy. But I'm guessing that engine will no longer be available. And another suspicion why I think this will happen is because of the fact that the manufacturers are gonna start making flex fuel engines for their cars to keep up with the government mandates of flex fuel and all that. And Maruti Suzuki, when they did bring out their first flex fuel car in India, the Wagoner, and the Wagoner is it's based on the four cylinder that's in the Baleno. It seems to have the same power figures as well. And the fact that that engine was given to the Wagoner, I'm guessing that when the flex fuel version of the Baleno comes out, that engine will also be given to the Baleno. Because, I mean, this is one engine, and they may need to sell a lot of cars with these engines to get the money back from the R&D for this engine. I mean, this engine was more expensive, it does cost more. So I'm guessing that even though the regular four cylinder will be gone, at some point they will bring the flex fuel that engine back as a flex fuel variant, and it will probably be more expensive. I'm guessing, and I'm guessing that that engine might not be available for the base variant, because I mean the base variant needs to be more value oriented. So I'm guessing the third option, the Zeta, at that price, at that with that model, they might bring that engine. It'll probably be an option between the turbo three cylinder and this engine might end up being a little more expensive or the same price. So I guess there is potential to get that engine, but we'll have to pay more for it. And I guess if we do end up moving towards flex fuel in a lot very quickly, this engine is kind of future proof, because this engine can run E85, so you don't have to worry about the engine longevity, all that stuff. So I'm guessing that this engine will be around in the form of flex fuel engine, but we'll have to pay more money for it. And I'm guessing that the maintenance for this engine might also be more expensive because it has bigger fuel injectors. So I'm guessing maybe the fuel injectors are more expensive to replace, and maybe the fuel filter will be a little more expensive. But this is a Maruti, so it won't be that expensive, but a little more expensive. But still, for people who love the Baleno like me, and they want to buy a Baleno right now but can't, and who are hoping to buy in the future, I'm guessing that you can still go for the flex fuel if you want. And yeah, so I guess that is some sort of compromise, although the pricing will be a problem. It will be a bit of it will probably be a premium option as opposed to the current Baleno, which you can get the four cylinder. It's the only engine. Well, I don't know if it does the Baleno have a CNG. I think it does. But anyway, the four cylinder you can get it from the base model, which when I look at the prices these days, it looks like you can probably get it for around 7 point something lakhs, which is really good value considering the amount of car you get. And even with the third option, the Zeta, you feel like it's kind of complete the car at under 9 lakhs. So yeah, that's probably what's gonna happen. Now, if Maruti does end up working on the four-cylinder engine, get it ready for BS, whatever the BS upgrade is, and probably E30 as well. They probably need to do the work for the E30 along with the next BS upgrade for the engine if they do it. And that is gonna cost a lot of money, and it's gonna be very hard and difficult with the four-cylinder and the fuel economy stuff. But if they do it, huge respect to Maya Suzuki for doing that, because I really hope they learn from what happened with the Brezza. The fact that people love that engine so much and people still love that engine. I hope that they do think about that and try this, but I have a lot of hope. But anyway, that's probably what's going to be happening with the Baleno. It's probably going to have a CNG option, a 1 liter turbo, a 1.23 cylinder with 82 horsepower at the base, a flex fuel variant. So what? I'm guessing you'll have a four and now that I think about it, maybe it won't have four options. Yeah, the turbo is a bit too much. Probably three, the base 1.23 cylinder with 82 horsepower, and then the flex fuel and the CNG. So yeah, I guess that's okay. So